Okay, Robert.
Well, this is the 51st city and the 51st book of the Bible, which is Paul's letter to the Colossians, believe it or not. And we're in Stoke.MOD, which is a fantastic church building. Wonderful people as well. And I've really enjoyed sharing the evening prayers and just worshipping God with these folks. It's really special to do it at the end of the day, isn't it? Somehow it's even more special when darkness is falling and those wonderful words in the prayers that we've been saying, beseeching God for his blessing as darkness falls. It's the 31st of October. It's All Souls, really. Outside there, of course, it's Halloween. Lots of weird teaching, lots of funny thoughts, lots of mystery religions, as it were. We're kind of mixed up in Britain, and I think Paul's letter to the Colossians is quite apt for us to look at just a little bit this evening. You see, Colossae was in fact a city that was awash with Gnosticism. Paul had never visited there. In fact, when he's writing these letters from Rome. He's under house arrest. He's got a centurion chained to him. The gospel's gone out through him nevertheless. And out of the city of Rome, I like the way J. Vernon McGee puts it, 4 men slip out unnoticed, carrying 4 letters. One to the church at Ephesus, one to the church at Philippi, a personal letter to a geezer called Philemon, and this very interesting letter to the church at Colossae, which Paul had never visited. Did I tell you it was a place awash with Gnosticism? Did I tell you it was very similar to our nation today? Me and my wife, we love walking around graveyards. Call us weird, but we do. There's sometimes a sense of peace in doing that. It's like a reading from Ecclesiastes, maybe. We can remind ourselves that one day we too will be joining everyone, so let's live our life as we can today. Indeed, I'm looking across here at a great eulogy to Josiah Wedgwood, who's buried outside there. Up here to my left, Josiah Spode, master potter. Of course, we're in the potteries. We're also in Colossians, talking about graveyards. You know, the interesting thing is, if you examine our graveyards, you can almost see the change in our nation over the last 100 years. The central mausoleum area seems to have Christian crosses around it. You get outwards towards maybe the Second World War area, that particular time, you get headstones. And then maybe from 1985, 1990 onwards, you see a whole different set of graves, really, with coloured lights and gnomes and wind chimes and a nicely placed can of Stella Artois and helium balloons to dead babies that have departed. Sure, we express our emotion in different ways, don't we? That's for sure. But even so, there's a sense that within our society there's been a real breakdown of the knowledge of the Lord Jesus Christ. Life, death, life with him now, life with him to come in eternity. Really, Paul's letter to the Colossians is the answer to all this false teaching, I think. It's very, very clear here. The Apostle Paul's writing to these folks here, and he says this. May I read it? Colossians 3, verse 12. Therefore, as the elect of God, holy and beloved, put on tender mercies, kindness, humility, meekness, long-suffering, bearing with one another, forgiving one another, and if anyone has a complaint against another, even as Christ forgave you, so you also must do. But above all these things put on love, which is the bond of perfection, and let the peace of God rule in your hearts, to which also you are called in one body, and be thankful. And here it is. Here's the answer to all the rubbish. Here's the answer to keeping our feet on that firm path. Here's the answer to Psalm 1, which we read this evening. Are you ready? Let the word of Christ dwell in you richly, with all knowledge and wisdom, teaching one another in psalms and hymns and spiritual songs, singing with grace in your hearts to the Lord. Let me finish in 30 seconds. The answer to the difficulties in our nation, the answer to the difficulties in our hearts, the answer to the difficulties in our families, in our communities, in our universities, can I say almost anywhere, is this: let the word of Christ dwell in you richly. This is city number 51. This is book number 51. This is Paul's letter to the Colossians, the answer to all the rubbish out there and all the rubbish in here and in here as well. May God richly bless you, and thank you to the rector of York Minster. Or even Stoke Minster. Is this York Minster? Stoke Minster. I don't know what city I'm in.